Welcome to Cover Slaying, the show where we play 30k and only 30k and maybe 40k.
What is 40k?
What is 40k?
I have never heard of it.
That's a deep philosophical question to ask, and one we have no time to answer
There's
today.
a bunch of models back there I can't identify.
Exactly. But we have good news. We are bringing you not one, but two primaries today.
Whoa!
Jason will be premiering the one and only, well, not, I guess there's two of them, but
Alpharius.
Alpharius.
I mean, I myself am Alpharius.
Okay. Omegon's in there somewhere.
Yes. So, anyway.
But Alfie is a model.
Alfie is going to be hitting the table today. It's going to be his premier
He's
game.
going to be hitting the dirt today.
In the dirt. Well, we'll see.
That's what happens.
We'll see. All right. So, what about you? You also have a Primarch as well.
Yeah, I have Count as Perturabo.
He's a very intimidating
Dave,
model.
I don't know, Gordon?
Dave.
Steve-O? No.
Dave. All right.
Adorable.
I think that's his name now.
That's, yeah, so he's good. He's going to kill your guy probably.
He has a big hammer.
He does have a big hammer. This is after Istvan after all. But we're doing 3,500 points. We basically decided to push the envelope of the FOC
Why
to
not?
the upteenth degree.
I don't even know why we didn't do 70,000.
I don't know. But the basic idea is once you get past 35, even they tell you, it's like, you just
Yeah,
play APOC.
This
like,
is pretty much the upper limits
yeah,
of
the FOC is not helping you anymore.
Yeah.
So we have some cool stuff. I don't know. I've got a Libby, and I've also got a Primus Medicaid.
I added a couple things here and there. I added like some plasma pistols and some comic plasmas.
I'm just happy that we both have librarians. It's going to be fun.
Yes, also going to be using Mordrak the Insatiable today, which is my count as librarian. He's like
An evil alien that eats souls.
an alien Octobrain.
Exactly the kind of people the Alpha Legion would be doing business
Exactly. He feeds on information and other such nefarious things. So
Does he deal with the Cabal? Potentially.
Potentially. Who knows?
Who knows? You also have two planes today, which is going to be insane.
I have the twin lightning. Yeah.
That's probably more 18 than anyone will ever be able to deal with.
Yeah.
Ever, but
They're gonna fly into the danger zone, and it's gonna be quite great.
it'll be good. So yeah, we'll be back. I'll just say we'll be back with terrain and stuff, even though we rarely do terrain, but we play with rules, so you guys know.
You might have heard of them.
Armies and stuff.
3,500 points of Alpha Legion. It is led by, of course, Alpharius. He's my warlord. He has, I can't remember what he called, but he gives him ability to take a rite of war, which I have taken Coils of War, Coils of the Hydra, and so that gives me a couple benefits, which I like. I have not used Rewards of Treason. We were discussing about how the Sekhmet Terminators will be fantastic for that. We may see that in the future. But moving right along, so we have right here a squad of tactical Marines and a Rhino. The Rhino has a Combi Plasma. I believe it has extra armor and Dozer Blade. They have a Combi Plasma and Artificer armor on the Sergeant. No Welta Bomb or anything. They have a Vexillia as well. Moving to the squad of Assault Marines. They have combat shields, 2 plasma pistols, Melta Bombs, Artificer armor, and Power Fist on the Sergeant. Behind them is a tactical Marine squad with a Combi Plasma and Artificer armor on the Sergeant. No other upgrades. And next to them we have, of course, Alpharius. Next to him we have Mordrak the Insatiable. That is my counts as Librarian. He has Terminator armor, Chain Fist, the Power Shiv. That's exclusive to my Legion for the extra attack. He also has a Combi Melta. That's his like face blaster thing. Behind him are 2 squads of Terminators. The one on the left have 2 Power Swords, 3 Chain Fists, and 4 Combi Meltas, and a Plasma Blaster. To the right, there is all Chain Fists, 4 Combi Plasmas, and a Plasma Blaster. I believe they have the Power Shivs as well in Sergeants. I can't remember. I'll have to look. Behind them is the Leviathan Dreadnought. He has the Volkites, the Drill, quote-unquote, his power clamp. He has the Phosphac Discharger on the top and the Graviton Flux Bombard on the arm. Next to him, for another heavy support choice, is my Predator, equipped with the Executioner Plasma Cannon and the Melta. It also has Machine Spirit for that sweet speed and split fire bonus. Next to that, we have a squad of 5 plasma guns with a sergeant. That is this gentleman here with the horns. He has Artificer armor, just for that awesome save. Why not take it? Next to the Dreadnought on the right side, we have 6 identical bikes, Outriders, with twin plasma on all of them. I believe I took Melta Bombs as well. Behind them we have 2 identical Lightning Strike fighters. They have Tank Hunter and Strafing Run, and 4 Kraken missiles each. And between that, we have a Whirlwind Scorpius, just completely stock. On either side of that, finally, we have 2 Rapier gun batteries. They have shatter rounds, but no splinter rounds or anything else. And that is my 3,500 points of Alpha Legion.
3,500 points of Iron Warriors, aka Sons of the Sigilite. Being led today by the one and only Perturabo, aka Gordon. He's got his after Sevatar, or was it after Istvan giant hammer, and he's got with him to his right, or I guess camera left, a Primus Medicae with a relic. In this case, he's got a Void Shield harness, and he also has a Chain Fist. Over here, we have my Librarian, who has a relic. In this case, he has Phase Walker. He's in Terminator armor, just like the other guy, and I think he's got a Force Axe or something or other. Right next to him, we have my Dreadnought. In this case, a Mortis Contemptor with the Twin Carries and extra armor. 1, 2, 3 identical tactical squads. All the sergeants have Artificer and Melta Bombs, and all the units have additional close combat weapons. They are all also mounted in Rhinos, respectively, and each Rhino has a Combi Plasma. Moving right along, we've got my Tyrant Siege Terminators, 6 of them this time. And the Sergeant has a Combi Melta and a Chain Fist. The rest just have the Power Fist missile launchers. Moving right along, next to them we have normal-ass Terminators, 6 of them as well. 3 Power Swords, Plasma Blaster, and 3 Chain Fists. Behind them we've got 2 Quad Guns, or Quad Mortars in this case, together in a unit with Shatter both. Next to them, another 5 Terminators, all Cataphracti, and they all have 4 Chain Fists, 1 Power Fist, and 1 Plasma Blaster. Going to the back row there, we've got a squadron of Vindicator Laser Destroyers with extra armor on both, and the one on the right with the slightly cooler looking crewman has Machine Spirit for split fire. Next to them, we've got a Scorpius, also with extra armor, and I've given it a multi-melta for the hell of it. Next to them, a squadron of 2 Javelin attack speeders with missiles, multi-melta, and 200 killers on each. Next to them, we have a Xiphon Interceptor with all of the upgrades, all 3 of them. I can't remember them for the life of me right now. Next to him, we have a final Lone Javelin with missile, multi-melta, and 200 killer missiles. And if I believe I'm not mistaken, the only thing I forgot is I think one of my 3 Rhinos has a 100 killer, but I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah, so that's 3,500 points. Very interesting. We will see what happens.
I'm going to roll for my psychic powers for my Librarian, Mordrak the Insatiable.
He's insatiable. So what chart are you rolling
We're
on?
rolling on Biomancy.
Smart man.
Okay, so first one is for Warp Speed.
Bastard.
That's cool. Extra attacks, extra initiative. The other one,
5.
Endurance. That's feel no pain on a unit and relentless.
I hate
That's
you.
Pretty cool. Within 24, I like that. I can make that work.
Not bad.
And then, of course, I get Smite as well.
All right, well,
All
we're
right.
back with my powers. Okay, so I'm going to roll for my Librarian's Psychic Powers. I also am going to go on Biomancy like with Jason, because Biomancy is a good choice. So here's roll number 1. 1! Probably should have taken my glasses off here. Let's see what that is.
I think it's pretty good, actually.
Iron Arm. Great. Why not? Sure. Roll number 2.
That was the one I wanted.
5. Endurance. I'll take it.
Endurance all around.
Take it. So we both have Endurance. And I also have Iron Arm. We'll be back with stuff. Iron Warriors, Sons of the Sigilite deployment. Starting over here, we've got a Rhino with a tactical squad inside. Next to it is a Javelin, single Javelin. Over here on the side of the bridge, we got another Rhino there. Also with a tactical squad on the side. 2 quad mortars behind it. Down the street, we've got my Whirlwind Scorpius. Squadron here of the 2 Vindicator Laser Destroyers. Squadron of the 2 Javelins. Perturabo in the unit of Termes with the Primus Medicae behind him there. Who's got a Void Shield harness. Next to them, we got the Tired Siege Guard there with the Librarian. Behind them, we have the Dreadnought Mortis Contemptor. All the way at the extreme there, we have another Renault. Also the Tactical Squad in there. And the rest are in reserves. And in reserve here, we've got a unit of 6 Terminators that will be deep striking. And my Xiphon that is in normal reserve.
Alpha Legion, Hydra-Fire, Enclave, deployment. We'll start over here. So we've got the Leviathan Dreadnought. It's hanging out on the street here, kind of trying to take some cover from all this shooting over here. We've got Predator with plasma back here, hunkering down. Over here we've got the Scorpius with one of the Rapiers. They're chilling back there. And over there we've got Mordrak and another one of the Rapiers. They're chilling in there. Mordrak has the teleporters, worth mentioning. I forgot to mention that in the army list phase of this. And finally over here we have the Rhino Squad with one of the Tacticals in it. Tactical Squad run in there. Okay, and then we'll be back with my reserves. So in reserve, I've got these squads here. So we've got the Terminators, the Jump Marines, the Terminators, and the Plasma guys, the Plasma Bikes. They're all going to be outflanking. The planes, of course, are in plane reserve. Ha ha ha! You get my joke. Okay. And then finally, in the back there, we have Alpharius. He's using his one of many special deployment rules. We'll see how that goes. We are with the Alpha Legion stealing of the initiative. So a combination of Alpha Legion Rite of War gives me +1 to stealing the initiative, if I so choose, which I did. And Alpharius, who steals on a 4+. So here we go, stealing initiative on a 3+. Insidious Alpha Legion ways, and it's a 2. Just not enough. What can you do?
We'll be back with Iron Warriors turn 1. So it's the end of turn 1 for the Iron Warriors, and some things have occurred. Got some reserves, as you can see here. I'm a general now. This Xiphon came in, and with our opening salvo, engaged with Jason's very much unscathed Leviathan there. So it's a lesson in never taking the Xiphon again. Moving down, over here you can see I've advanced up with both units of Terminators. The Librarian that was in this unit, who was there, teleported yonder and engaged with Psychic Fury onto Jason's unit with a combination of Smite and a good old-fashioned combi bolter. I think I killed, 3 or 4?
You killed 2.
2? Well, I feel good about it, though, so that's okay. Alright, you saved the...
Yeah, wasn't enough for a
over here, I moved up with Purdy. Did not use his Orbital Strike. I'm going to save that in my back pocket. I had to move both of the Vindicator Laser Destroyers to get a shot off at the Leviathan. And same story as the plane, whole lot of dimp. Moving back behind the plane, we've got my champion. So he actually fired way over, put the finishing hull point on this very... Actually, I forgot to put a smoke on that. Let's do that live.
Oh, yes.
Okay, we're doing it live.
It's worth noting that Rhino passed 6 out of 6, 3 up.
Yes.
On its last hull point, and so he had to use that.
I thought I had it dead to rights with the quad guns here that were firing Shatter. But again, Jay having that 3+ cover save because I couldn't see his front arc. Terrain rules.
Yeah,
Nice
tactics.
to have once in a while.
Vehicle tactics,
I think the speeder here moved up a little bit and also helped contribute like a hull point or 2.
That's correct. You did 2 hull points with that.
These speeders who were initially here kind of hopped there and then moved 18 here, just jinking around the battlefield. Back on this line, I moved up 12 and then another 6 with this Rhino with attack squad in it just to put pressure on Jay. He'll probably kill me with a quad gun, but I'm already there, so I don't give a shit. So not terrible for turn 1. I only have 1 reserve left to bring in, and Jay won't even get reserves until turn 2. So, very cool stuff. We shall see you at the end of Alpha Legion turn 1.
Alpha Legion turn 1. We'll start back here. So, the Predator moved out from back behind this building, and he fired at this Rhino here. We actually passed both of his cover saves. He got 2 penetrating hits on him, passed his cover saves. Over here, Leviathan marched out, used his Phosphax Discharger, and erased that Tyrant unit.
It's a 355 point unit.
Fair and balanced. Back here, we have Mordrak, who teleported over to help the squad, who with him and
Fury of the Legion.
Fury of the Legion, both combined, brought down the enemy librarian. Very, very...
Jay got a relic.
Woo, good relic. All right. Back here, this stud gun, rapier, whatever, fired over here, but it was too inaccurate and flew off the table. And back there again, the Scorpius fired over here. Got some pretty good hits, but didn't roll enough pens, but managed to break the gun off of this Vindicator. So happy with that. And got two or one whole points in there. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. Over here, this rapier battery fired at these javelins, causing them to jink. Did a point of damage on one of them. So that's cool. These guys here who dismounted, they threw a crack grenade over here. Not much else.
Rhino.
Just kind of got into position. I think that was it, honestly. Yeah, not much really going on turn 1. But we'll see you at the end of Sons of the Sigilite, turn 2.
Iron Warriors, Sons of the Sigilite, turn 2. Starting over here with these quad guns. They fired into Jason's tactical squad that was here, killing 2, I think.
Yeah.
A bunch of things here. These Marines who got out of this transport, as well as this speeder, all engaged with that unit and sent them running. They're now back there, 3 of them left, running towards the end of the battlefield. The plane moved from here to where it currently is, set its sights on Jason's Predator laser, or Predator plasma destroyer tank, and then blew it up, thankfully, so it's redeemed itself in my eyes for today. Purdy continued his rampage forward, cynically in his bubble of save. The Kara's assault cannons opened up on a wreck that was there in front of the tank, which is now not there. This Rhino moved in a little bit towards the center, just kind of blocking it off, keeping these guys safe from flanks. Those guys ran a little bit to get slightly higher and kind of spread out a little bit. The squadron of laser Vindicators charged up, but actually, I forgot to do this, we're doing it live. Do I take a hull point? I do not. But yeah, so it charged up and it fired and incinerated Jason's Leviathan, I believe?
Yep, three pens. I managed to block 1.
Yeah, so got good luck there. There was, I think, some contributions made by the snap firing land speeders, but I think you passed them, didn't you? Or did you take a whole point? I can't remember.
They might have done 1 whole point.
Might have done 1 whole point. Okay. This guy back here, the Scorpius, tried in vain to target Jay's Psyker, but unfortunately scattered off the board, so no luck there. I went to roll for reserves, like I said, but unfortunately the one and only reserve did not come in because of Jay's signal corruption. So we will see you at the end of Alpha Legion turn 2.
Alpha Legion turn 2. So we're going to start right here. Alpharius ripped off his mask and showed himself here. He's revealed himself into this unit. So they moved out of the building and ran to the street, trying to get in a position. He's kind of tanking there and looking rather splendid. The Psyker that was here teleported over here and actually took a wound from the teleportation rules because it was passing through so many things, but used his psychic powers and manifested endurance on himself. However, I rolled so many dice, I rolled 2 6s, nearly killed myself, and we actually found out, it even specifically says in black and white in the rules, he gets a feel of pain save from that wound because I casted endurance, and he passed it, and then used his Combi Melta to blow up the Scorpius.
Because he's a dick.
Because he's a pimp. And then he also cast Smite and killed one guy from this squad here.
Mildly dickish.
Since we're there, we'll talk about these Terminators that outflanked and moved in. They fired all their plasma and meltas and everything here, but because of some angles and it was a little sloppy, he got some cover and he passed all his saves. Except for one guy, I believe, who got killed. So, I don't know, it's better than nothing. Over here, this Rapier fired shatter rounds at the Javelin, causing it to jink, and caused a hull point and stunned it. So that's
cannot move nor shoot.
The guys in the building rallied, snap fired with their bolters, and didn't do anything. But they tried. They're in spirit. Back here, the Scorpius fired. I believe it tried to land here, but it scattered, and I think it hit this once, and I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
What can you do? The rapier next to it fired. I actually managed to kill 2 guys there. Yay! So that's better than nothing.
Small success.
That's cool. Over here, we have the lightning came in. I was going to fire at his plane, but I decided that the javelins were a little more dangerous right now, but he passed
Immobilized one of them.
I mobilized one of them, but he passed pretty much all his jinx saves.
I'm gonna split off.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's something. Better than nothing.
Alfie's on the table.
Alfie's on the table. But last but not least, over here, we had this unit of Terminators.
Oh, yes.
They came in, fired all their combi plasma, killed all but 2 out of the tactical squad and assaulted, and did like 13 wounds to them with chain fists. And
Pimps.
didn't know the objective. So they're pimps. They're mission complete. So yeah, that's the end of Alpha Legion, turn 2. We'll see you at the end of Sons of the Sigilite, turn 3.
Iron Warriors, Sons of the Sigilite, turn 3, and my last reserve came in. Starting over there, those Terminators deep struck off of Perturabo, so they did not scatter. Came down and opened up on Alpharius' unit, I believe putting a couple wounds on Alfie. Combined shooting from Perturabo's unit, that Dreadnought, as well as Perturabo's orbital strike, put an additional 2 wounds on Alfie. So I believe he's got 2 left, so interesting times. Moving on down, this speeder worked its way up over there. Turbo busted, so it couldn't shoot, but it's now getting its sights on Jay's Whirlwind Scorpius. Back over on this side, the units that had disembarked the Rhino shot with pistols through grenades and then charged Jay's quad guns. Interestingly, neither one of us took any casualties, so that'll be fun. This speeder couldn't move or shoot, but it did flip its missiles and shoot at these Terminators. With combined shooting from the quad guns, they actually end up running. There's 3 left, but they are running to that edge. Over here, this is fun. So the one laser Vindicator with a working gun spun around the long way, fired at Mordrak the Insatiable, Jason's Librarian, who had 1 wound left, and did a couple wounds. Jay failed, I think, one of his 2 invul saves, which was enough to put the final wound, right?
And invul and feel no pain.
And feel no pain.
I'm just going to do it.
So, very fun. He died.
Goddamn that. If I had not taken 1 wound earlier from the terrain. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you get.
Here, I believe these guys also Fury of the Legion into them, which I don't actually think did anything, but felt good. Jay saved it all.
It felt good, yeah.
That Rhino moved a bit more, just kind of covered the rear armor of the Vindicator. Jay still has his turn. He's very much up on that objective.
He got stuck, actually, as well.
Yeah, he got immobilized. Very true. So took a whole point there, and he's stuck. So he's in the way, but he's not doing much. This Rhino, who had dropped the troops off, boodle up there. This guy who dropped them off, boodle up there. But yeah, the bulk of the force is more or less heading towards Alfie. So the host is closing. It's going to get interesting. See at the end of Alpha Legion turn 3.
Alpha Legion turn 3. So we're going to start back here. So Alpharius and company, they moved back and ran, just getting as far away from that as possible. He didn't make any of his wounds back at the end of my turn. What can you do? The rapier gun battery here fired at these guys, was deviated and hit. There was one guy here from his rapier battery, he passed all of his saves on that. The Scorpius right there, however, did land a couple hits here and killed 2. So that was cool. Better than nothing. We'll go back here. The clutch crack grenade from the 3 guys coming through the door there took the last hull point off the speeder.
That was a moving moment.
Very happy with that. Yeah, they didn't see it coming. Just threw a crack grenade right into their lap. So that was pretty cool. Okay, the second plane showed up. Actually, sorry, this was the second plane.
Right.
The first plane moved up and fired its last cannon and missile at the Rhino that was here, destroying it.
Kaboom.
This plane moved in and fired his Kraken load at the Mortis Contemptor there. Blew him up. Pretty cool. The Assault Marines came in from reserve and they outflanked. They managed to jump in there. My sergeant actually died in a challenge. I had to make two up saves. Of course, I rolled one. I had a power fist, couldn't attack. What
Died
did
to a
you do?
chainsword.
Yeah, died to a chainsword.
Jay did 9 wounds, and I made 9 3+ saves.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I passed on a leadership flag test, so they're still there.
And Mr. Gunner's there.
Boy, oh boy. But hey, could be worse. These guys here, the remnants of that Terminator squad, they're still fleeing, but
They were actually blocked by the speeder.
they're blocked by the speeder, so they had to kind of take the long way around.
One of those bad problems, good problems.
These bikes here moved up here and fired at the guns, destroying all but one man, and assaulted the remaining, which is why they're there. They consolidated to get a little cover behind that. Going over here, these guys on the objective shimmied around and fired their plasma blaster through this fence, but didn't actually manage to scratch the armor of that Vindicator. I still got 1 unit in reserve. It's going to be turn 4. We have 2 more turns. Could be anyone's game. We'll see how this goes. We'll see you at the end of Sons of the Sigilite, turn 4.
Iron Warriors, Sons of the Sigilite, turn 4. My ongoing reserve came in the form of this Xiphon here. Flew on from my board edge and engaged with Jay's lightning. Jay jinked, but I still managed to cause a wound because I have tracking, which makes me a badass. Moving down. Charged Jay's unit of bikes here with 4 tactical marines. Surprisingly, neither of us did any casualties, so that is just a stock fight. Prior to the charge, this speeder had moved up and took out one of the bikers. Did a bit of a cock block here on Jay's termies. They haven't regrouped yet, but at least when they do, we're going to slow them down. Moving down here to one of the more interesting combats we've ever seen. So it finally broke, but I lost one more guy than Jay did. But I made it out of combat by a gun tear. So Jay just consolidated that way. So here I am. Jay is there. I'm down like 1 model, I think. Or no, down 2 models. Jay's down 1.
Yeah.
So Jay also made 9 out of 10 armor saves that round. So we're both like strong like bull. On this end here, Purdy moved up, attempted to charge the wreck of that Predator, but rolled a bit too short. Really just trying to get closer to Alpharius. The main plasma thing there engaged with him and didn't do anything because Jay jinked, I think. Or no, it did
He did a whole point.
The whole point. So that's good. That unit did something. Over here. Oh, again, I forgot. We're doing a live.
Oh, yeah.
Do I take a whole point? I do not. But yeah, so after dispatching Jay's guy, I turned around and shot at the Terminators, taking out 1. Funny enough, it was the plasma blaster that had shot him in the butt a turn earlier, so that's very narrative forged. What else we got? That's more or less it. There's not a lot left on the board. A lot of it's going to come down to what happens over here. But yeah, we've got a combat continuing there. We have likely a soon-to-be combat again there. And Jay's still 1 fleeing guy running there. So that is the end of Iron Warrior Sons of the Sigilite turn 4. We'll see you at the end of Alpha Legion turn 4.
Alpha Legion turn 4. We'll start right over here. So the combat ended, and the last turn in Ben's turn, and my jump marines had consolidated and now moved over here and ran towards that building to get closer to this objective. This unit of marines moved around the corner, threw a crack grenade, fired some bolters. I think they dropped 2. 1? They killed 1 guy.
They killed 1.
They killed 1 guy. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. Over here, Alfie and company moved back and destroyed the wreck of the Predator here. Just a little more assurance. Perturabo, keep him at arm's length. The Scorpius fired. I think it fired. Yeah, it fired. It fired at these guys. I managed to destroy the speeder and do 2 hull points to this vehicle, which was then destroyed by the aircraft. Just barely. I rolled a lucky 6. Rolled a lucky 6. I was jinking. I still managed to hit it. Over here, the bikes, still in combat with this squad. No casualties on either side, I believe. Moving on over here, these guys came in from the outflank. They fired their plasma to attempt to destroy the vehicles there. I actually lost 1. I think they might have,
overheat, yeah?
yeah, I think they might have did a hull point.
You rolled 3 1s in a row.
Yeah, it was not great, but hey, what can you do? Over here, these guys have just sort of secured this position here.
Spread out.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot left, really. That looks like that's it for me. So we'll see you at the end of Sons of the Sigilite, turn 5.
Turn 5 for Iron Warriors, Sons of Sigilite. My last turn. Interesting turn, sort of a little uneventful. Let's start over this corner. So, the never-ending combat between my 4 tactical squads and Jay's 5 bikers resulted in 1 casualty for me, but due to stubborn, thanks to Perturabo, we're still fighting there. These guys are very much still alive and able to claim that objective. Over here, my attempts to shoot Jay off that objective ended with a sad failure, unfortunately. Oh, we're doing it live! Yet again!
Yeah.
Yet again! No. So, all that powering up of my capacitors apparently it's had like zero effect. Okay, so Jay's still very much on that objective. Moving on here. Purdy, my man, failed to charge by a couple inches here. Would have loved to get that combat off, but it just wasn't in the cards today. The Siphon unloaded its last cannons and missiles into Alpharius' unit, killing 2.
That's
I think.
Yeah.
So that's something, but nothing. Over here, the centermost Terminators engaged with Jay's plane, but he successfully jinked. They're just chilling on the objective. Here we go. Some success. Unit of 7 TAC Marines who were in that ridiculous melee with Jay's Assault Marines came in on Jay's 3 remaining Terminators and shot, killing 1, charged the remaining 2, and wiped them.
Yep.
So that's something. I was actually hoping he would kick my ass and send me fleeing towards this objective. I was just like really hoping I'd get like double 6s and just pull something out.
Very interesting.
But as it stands right now, I'm only holding 1 objective, so it'll be a rough end game.
I actually think I forgot that these guys that got last cannon get a 6-up save from stealth.
Well, there we go.
I'm going to do it live.
Okay.
Okay, so for the...
2 6-up staves. Don't break the camera.
I will not break the camera. So for the sergeant, it's dead. And the other guy, there we go.
There we go.
You guys wanted rolling? We got some rolling in
Got
there.
some live rolling. So, not in a terrible position, but definitely helps to have an end game on Jay's part. We'll see you at the end of Alpha Legion turn 5.
Turn 5 and the game. So we'll start over here. So because I got last turn and I'm kind of a douche like that, I move forward just to
Smart.
just to rub it in his face. So they shot. They didn't do anything. The rapier here fired. Got like 12 wounds. Did I kill any with that?
You killed 4 to fire.
Yeah, I killed 4 to 5 with the rapier.
But because I don't take leadership from shooting, I'm a pimp.
I can't. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
These guys tried to run to get close to contest this. Couldn't do it. Most importantly, the jump marines jumped.
Lost 1 to dangerous.
Yeah. I didn't even really bother shooting them.
There's no point.
There's not really any point.
You got that.
Scorpii? The Scorpii fired... Where did he shoot at? I don't even remember. He fired...
I don't think it mattered.
I don't think it mattered. No, he fired here too, but he missed.
Right,
But he missed. That's what it was. All the barrage fired
Yep.
there. We did that.
Yep. These cats
yeah.
here.
Very important.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing happened with this close combat.
Neither party wounded either party, and
that's
that was that.
These guys, very importantly,
On the objective.
They moved up onto the objective.
And they're still very much on the objective.
And they're still very much on the objective. And they are also within 12. At least one guy is entirely within 12 of his team.
So why don't you take us through the scoring, Jay?
So, with the end result, we're looking at 3, 6...
For the Alpha Legion?
9 for the Alpha Legion for objective points. Then
Line breaker.
So 9, 10.
And you killed my Relic Bearer.
So 11.
11.
And then Ben got...
First Blood, Relic, and 1 objective.
First block, relic, and 1 objective. So he's got 3, 6...
5 to 11.
Yeah, 5. 5 to 11. Yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. So we'll see you in the post-game show.
Hey, welcome to the post-game show. As always, I am Crabblesworth. With me today is Anubis Jace 1.
Hello.
And he is the victor of today's battle.
Yep.
We're about halfway through the 26er piece, so we're a little steamed. But Jay, you played well. You earned your cake today. I'll say that.
Oh, I would love some cake right now.
So why don't you give me your MVP? Most valuable penis.
That's a tough question. I want to say maybe them, just because they were the scoring unit that I needed near the end to get that objective.
Ace in the hole.
However, Jump Marines. What did the
Honorable
most damage?
mention goes to Jump Marines for making 9 out of 10 saves.
Yeah, and then jumping onto that point.
So good. I actually still think your Leviathan may have been.
He did pass a pretty soak up a pretty
He took
decent amount of.
one shot in the fucking game and removed an entire unit.
Oh,
from
yeah.
his face.
You know what?
Without
Yeah.
even blinking. He didn't even care when the rest was shooting. He was just like,
Yo.
Phosphex! 6 fucking Tyrant Guard gone.
15 points.
15 point upgrade. 355 points scooped. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll just make your decisions for you.
Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with you there.
That was
he
that was the most points of any shot in the game. And that was like your first shot of the
That's
game.
right. You know, that's right.
Or second.
I think it was the first.
First or second.
He soaked up a pretty decent amount of shooting because he soaked up everything you threw at him first turn. He died second
Yeah,
turn.
full siphon of
But-
shooting and a bunch of other shit and laughed it all off.
You know, I mean.
He made all the invuls.
Exactly.
He didn't
Until
give a
the
shit.
next turn, really
Yeah.
didn't die. Whatever. But he
Levi.
erased a unit, so hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah, he erased the tyrants. Yeah, we'll go with that.
That was that
Yeah.
alone.
Levi the Leviathan.
My MVP is sort of specific, but you would agree. The remaining
Yeah.
7.
Yep.
7, right?
Yep.
7 assault
They
marines.
kicked ass.
They
They killed the Terminators. Like they killed 3
they
Terminators.
helped gun down attack squad. They charged
Yeah.
the guns. They fought off your assault squad that fucked off and took that objective, but
Yeah.
that still felt right.
Yeah, so they grinded down like 3 or 4 units, and they're a tactical
Yeah.
squad.
And took 3 casualties for it.
Yeah,
For the amount of attacks, factored in all the assaults and all the shooting,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
definite MVPs.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. Epic fail, Jay. That's probably easier for me to determine than you.
You know what? I hate to say it.
Plasma tank, maybe.
The
The first
plasma
time
tank.
ever. First time ever.
I hate to say it, because he fired once and did nothing and then died. Everything else did
And that
something. So
that in his I would even say brief history is a real spot because
Yeah.
usually
he usually wipes the unit.
like MVP material.
You know what it was? He was there as insurance for the tyrants.
Yeah.
If I hadn't got him with the Phosphex and the Grav Flux Bombard, I was like, I'm gonna hit him with the plasma. I'm like, those tyrants are dead. That's what I. And then once they got erased, I guess the plasma guy was like, I don't know what to do.
He was also unfortunate that he took the full brunt of the Xiphon with no cover.
Yeah,
Like you tried to get cover, I just got so fucking close that like I'm like on. Your
I didn't
face.
even really think of the plane attacking it. You know, there's not much you can really do. So
But you were smart. Like you hugged the edge.
Yeah.
You hid behind the old truck.
Mhm.
You do what you could. To
that's the thing with
you.
planes. They're in the air. It's
They're
hard
in
to
the
cover
air,
from
high
them.
angle.
God forbid tactics. Anyway.
My epic fail. Your epic fail. Do you know what it was or no?
Epic fail. It's gonna be the Plasma Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is the.
Yeah.
So aberrant. So aberrant for it.
Your
It
epic fail.
honestly. In other games, always hit.
He
It would
still
always, It would always get the hit.
He still got like what 2 pens with his gun.
Pretty
He
sure.
almost never misses. But
He's a demon.
he was firing at a predator or a rhino in cover, and you know.
What can you do?
So
My epic fail was Librarian.
yes.
It is the unit's responsibility, but hey, who controls the units? It is fast. So I got really cocky with nothing to back it. I didn't have an NA blaster and I had smite. That was my offensive.
Oh, you
power.
had the NI blaster?
I said I didn't have an NA
Oh, you
blaster.
didn't.
I had smite.
I thought maybe that's what you had at first when you
No.
came over, and then when you didn't, it was like.
So I you may not remember, dear viewer, but I basically just turn 1 teleported. Now in fairness, it was the unit that Alpharius was hiding in. I did not know that.
Exactly. And
But
I thought
for
maybe,
some reason, I was really cocky about having 4 smite attacks, which
well, you know what?
statistically is like a couple dead marines at best.
It wasn't the worst gamble because I had like 1 plasma and like a couple bolters. So like you had a 4-up save, 2-up save. You
Wasn't-
could have survived that.
It wasn't the worst, but let's be honest. To really do anything that unit, I needed to kill 3,
Yeah.
and the math was 2 at best.
Yeah. And then Alfie would have shown up. And
exactly. So you kill them, you know, and
Yeah.
at least your psyker, to contrast, at least took the fucking
Yeah,
whirlwind with them,
like-
which did a lot actually in the end of it.
It did. It really did.
That whirlwind could deal with anything, and now it's gone.
Exactly. So it's funny because that it worked exactly the way I wanted to on paper. I was like, he'll teleport next to the Scorpius and kill it.
It was a weird trade-off. No, it really was.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
It sucked that he got ganked, but
It was a
he survived the whole turn longer than we thought.
Exactly. He almost
That
killed
was
himself.
amazing. The 4+ feel of pain.
It was a risk. I honestly looked at it and I said, I'll fly over there, I'll kill the Scorpius, the Vindicators will kill it.
It's
I
worth
thought,
it.
Maybe
And
I'll pass some fork
And
saves.
I agree with you that
you know?
7 points for a combi melt, I should do it.
Fuck yeah.
It's one more thing I can do that
You
I'm
should
not thinking
teleport
of.
behind this thing and blow it up.
Boosh.
That's scary.
Boosh.
Yeah.
I should have done that. I was too cocky. My whole first turn, although I still got first blood, I played it way too silly and cocky.
You know,
I really did.
for the record, maybe it didn't work out too well for you, but I honestly respect how like
You respect that as a good attacker, I don't pay twice for the real estate. I take it and I move.
yeah.
At the same time, you just kept kiting me with Alfie, and it worked. Alfie took 4 wounds. Alfie is very much alive.
But he didn't die.
Yeah, so those 4 wounds are meaningless.
Yeah.
In fairness, my guy has full wounds, did not bloody a corpse.
Yeah.
Did not get a single shot off in anger, really. I
No.
shot his wrist cannon once.
That's kind of interesting, actually, in that we played an entire 3,500 point game
Yep.
and neither Primarch did anything, really, aside from, like, the buffs.
I think that
But-
honestly is a testament to how much I like this game.
Yeah, Maneuver Warfare, man.
Because unlike 8th, where everything is almost decided for you, it's just hammer and nail.
Yeah.
Here, there are a lot of nails.
And screws.
And screws. And corkscrews. And
exactly.
maneuvering. And you know
Lots
what?
of different tools, different
And-
applications.
End game causality is what you played for, and you played well. I also have a newfound respect for the bikes in 6s. Because
Yeah.
that amount of plasma is fucking great.
And just coming in all at once.
But you know what fucked you? The combat.
Yeah.
It kept you safe.
What I
But it's almost shameful that they have so few attacks
Yeah.
once they hit you. You've got that one turn.
Yeah.
I like the old camera who would very, very clandestinely hit what we call Fat 32 and just shut off. Our new Sony brand camera, TM, let us know that the battery died.
That's right.
We heard a very loud diddle, so we knew we cut off. We may have still lost a few seconds there. I don't recall, to be honest, where we left off, Jay. Perhaps you could enlighten us.
We were talking about epic fails and
So forth. Well, I will say this. The game had some great details.
yeah.
A few moments of my personal favorite. Funny enough, they're both negative for me. Actually, one is sort of positive.
Yeah.
When over here,
Yeah.
Laser Vindy, who had just finished off Mordrak the Insatiable, Jason's librarian, took a rather abrupt shot in the ass from a plasma blaster. It didn't do anything, mind you.
Yeah.
But I love the idea that he then like very slowly turned back around. Which the Mordrak spin was like a 270.
Yeah.
Spins back around, sees that one fucking Terminator with a plasma blaster through like an alleyway. And it's just like, you there, boy! Fucking removed him. But like only Terminator I could really see other than one other, so.
Yeah. And then I
You
passed
do.
the save another one, but yeah.
Abrupt.
Yeah.
This was bad for me, but my one speeder, my javelin that had the one hull point left, you had those 3 guys that were fleeing.
Yes.
And I came back through the doorway.
Yes.
And that one fucking guy with a clutch crack grenade
Yeah.
just fucking 3 points it.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And then if that didn't work, I was gonna assault for the 3 crack.
Yup.
grenades and-
But it
yeah.
didn't have to because
Yeah.
it just fucking ended it.
Yeah.
I took a picture, I recall, where there's this like the smoke billowing out, you know. Proud cocksucker out the doorway. Just like, I did this, you know.
Crack out.
But yeah, man, you played well. I played not well. You played Maneuver, which was the smarter game. We killed a lot of each other, but
Your
more left.
first 2 turns were scary because, like, you had your plane, you had all your Terminators coming down my throat, you blew up my Leviathan on turn 2. Like, it was just like, okay, this needs to work.
I had all the initiative,
Yeah.
but you had no targets.
Well, here's the
I had
thing.
like 3 things to shoot.
The majority of your force was coming forward,
Yep.
and then I was going to come in behind you. And that just usually
Left,
works
right,
out.
sandwich.
Yeah.
especially with that D3 on the flanks.
I don't know what else you could have done. I mean, maybe if you played super defensively and waited for me to come to you. Like, what if you just played like just here? I don't know how that would have gone for you though. You know what I mean? Like,
I can
wait for the
definitely
outflank.
play more reactive, put more of the speeders in reserve. But my big mistake
maybe
list-wise
outflank
was
a couple
not
of
doing Damocles.
Because you don't outflank your speeders like ever, right?
I don't see much value to it.
Yeah.
Because
like, what if you
it's
do it
one
over
thing.
here?
It's one thing when they have the las cannons with the strength 8 and the AP3. It's good to be on armor 10, better than armor 12. It's just it's not this big thing because I can't make my pens really worth it. A pen is as good as a glance, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So just pure math. I need like 3 health points most of the time, maybe
Yeah.
2, but most of the time 3.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
But here's what I should do. I've got 3 jabs. I've got 3 units in rhinos. I should just pair them up 1 and 1, work together. They support each other.
You've usually got a squad of 2 and a squad of 1, right? For your
The mistake today was the Xiphon, which I don't fully regret, but did it take any air assets? No. It helped kill the Predator, which was useful,
yeah.
but even if you had your Predator unloading on that fucking shield the whole time, I don't think it would help much because you're wasting all the shield.
No, I would have got up to this squad.
Yeah. Which, if it hit, if it scattered, it would be great.
Yeah. But he doesn't scatter.
I did like that you had to repass, like you had to take it as successful agile, so you did the 3+ change.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pass it.
That was cool.
So fluff wise, that makes sense for me having an interceptor. But
You're
just looking at the
tracking
points, man, I still regret taking it.
Yeah, you didn't blow up any of my plates.
That right there could have been a plasma unit and a rhino. It could have been a lot of stuff. The list was not super optimal, but was definitely not a shrinking violet. You had some poor luck with the Leviathan, but not really, because you took a lot with you.
It's true. My rhino didn't fare too well.
The thing with First Blood like that is when you have turn 1 and you have all the options in the world to throw ordnance, it's like...
Except for the...
I threw most of my army at the rhino.
And yeah, and then that's true. Actually,
Sadly
you know
said.
what? That's true. He did almost deny you First Blood.
You came really close.
Yeah, and
You came dangerously
yeah, and like he passed 6 out of 6, 3 ups. Yeah.
close. Money.
Yeah.
Don't regret these, but it was good for you that you took out one of the 2 right off the bat.
What the tactical?
No, the clutch killing the plasmas. Because once the laser's gun is gone off that Vindy, it's a paperweight.
Okay. I was and
And it wasn't one master of Machine Spirit.
I say this a lot, and I've gone on the record before saying like shoulda woulda coulda to other people, but the thing is like had I got 7 hits.
If send buts
Exactly.
candies and
Exactly.
nuts.
And I'm totally cool with that. But we have to think if I had destroyed that other one or taken out that one, Mordrak would be alive. That chain fist in there, like it would have those. That guy was honestly almost your MVP.
If send buts were
exactly.
candies and nuts, we
That's-
all have a Merry Christmas.
That's the thing. It didn't happen. It happened the way it happened.
Yeah. Now,
So-
unequivocally, this would clearly have been a much more interesting battle in 8th edition where none of the detail exists and we're basically just rolling to hit all the time.
No cover meant anything.
No cover, no destroying Rex, no context, no Tiki, no Shirty. Alan, we miss you. Come back to us.
Yeah.
Good news! There is a 30k rulebook, 7.1 edition. We've seen a preview yesterday.
Pretty cool.
And it's going to printers. So
Excited.
Yeah, it's not 8th edition, which is great. There are still terrain rules, which is great.
There's still rules.
All those expensive leather-bound books with the rich mahogany and whatnot, still valid purchase.
Yeah.
We're hoping that rule book has sort of like the facts and stuff, but hey, not bad. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Final thoughts of the game, Jay. 2 minutes.
I think it was great. It worked out really well for me. I got a little lucky in some instances,
Sure.
like when you didn't disengage Perturabo.
You didn't make many mistakes, though.
I tried to really focus on all the little things that I could do that would.
We were all surprised by the comment.
Here.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
he thought it was a wrong
These
decision.
guys?
He was just like, what happened?
Yeah, it
They're
dawned
out.
on
They're there.
it dawned on me that I probably won't have enough time to get them up here because they'd
Yeah.
have to go up here, like they'd have to go around I'd have to move the Scorpius, and I thought, you know what? Just use that 5 inches to jump over there. Fuck these guys.
Jump troops are maneuverable as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
As they should be.
Yeah.
They played well.
Mm-hmm. I want another 10 jump.
I
troops.
didn't see any dumb risks, actually. I didn't see any dumb risks. My favorite part, just from a narrative, actually, even more than the little tidbits,
Yeah.
Jay had his 5 outflanking Termies come on the edge. I've got my 10 tactical Marines, which I got out of my Rhino for no fucking reason. Really?
Oh, you mean those guys?
Yeah, like no benefit. So if they weren't a Rhino, Jay would have blown up a Rhino. But me being stupid, he walks in. You use your 4
I
Zombie
just
plasmas,
sprayed them down with plasma.
followed by the plasma
Preferred
blaster.
enemy
Kill
plasma
like
blaster.
7 or 8
It was like 7.
and charge him.
It was at least 7.
So it's just like shoot.
Actually, it was 8.
No, you killed 8 and
Yeah.
you charged the 2 remaining.
And I
wiped
did
them.
13 wounds to
Boom.
them. Yeah.
The rest of that game, you just sat there basking in the glory of that objective.
Yeah. Mission
That's the way it's done,
complete.
man.
Yeah.
That's the way it's done.
Oh, that's me
Sure,
getting
sure.
a TXT message.
Any final for the television, for the internet, for the YouTubes?
If I would change anything about how I played,
Drop one of the planes and take a land raider, you dick.
You think so?
Yeah, I do actually. It's
You think it would be better for me or better for you?
Here's the reality. It's not that your planes are anything rad, but your planes are so much contingent on having a target.
It's true.
When
Yeah.
you know they're gonna have one juicy target, I still see taking 2 planes. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Knight. Fuck you, 400-point tank.
Yeah.
With me, if I don't take the Land Raider, at best you're getting a 140-ish point tank.
I go off
Doesn't matter.
That's
what
why
it is,
I go
it just-
after your squadrons.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then it's mitigating
Yeah.
some of that like overkill and that the 2 speeders or the 2 Vindies. That's always
Yeah.
their target.
It's a terrific plane.
Yeah.
I think you took 2 because you have to.
Yeah.
Nothing
It
wrong
was that or
with
the Land Raider.
Right.
The Land Raider could have been cool.
I feel like maybe the Land Raider with Alfie, but I don't know who to put it with him. That's like put a 7-man unit or something, or an 8-man unit or something. Like I don't know. I don't know what that answer is.
Yeah. Is he bulky or very bulky? Takes up 2, I guess. Bulky.
Yeah, he's like a 2-man one.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8-man unit or
Good
command squad. You just do like 3 homies with a fucking fearless 2-1 banner or something.
Mm-hmm.
That helps, but actually no, don't do that. It doesn't score.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Take an 8-man tactical squad.
Yeah.
And Alfie. They're fearless. They're wounds. Give them the extra close combat attacks. I guess the Land Raider you have to use a fucking FOC flaw.
And one thing that sucks about that too is that he doesn't count as being on the board, so I don't get preferred enemy.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
fucking.
So
Are you certain that if he's in transport doesn't count as on the board?
I'm pretty sure it's part of his rules. I'll check. It
I
out.
would take another look.
Yeah. Take a look.
Take
It's
a
in a book. Reading Rainbow.
Mr. Lamar.
Jordy LaForge.
Show the forge. 2 minutes or less. Your thoughts on the game, Ben? Great game. I made mistakes, but I knew what they were. I learned. The big takeaway for me is the Primarchs are not great with units because a lot of their buffs.
Almost, yeah.
Perfect example. The last fucking. Oh, I've got fleet. The unit doesn't have fleet, so it's as useless as not having fleet.
Yeah.
If he was on his own, which I should have split him off. Now that I know, split him off. At least I probably would have made the charge with him.
Same thing with like if I had that tactical squad and Alfie like apart, and then you'd be like, do I shoot the tacticals?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he was kind of soaking up for them a little bit, which was nice. But the thing was,
more
if
than
you
he had to.
If you shoot Alfie, it's like he's tough to 6.
Yeah.
You know, Plasma's doing on 3s.
That's the reason to
Yeah.
put him off because the whole majority toughness is where it's like
Exactly. He becomes a toughness 4 model.
put him with like a 2-man unit, 2 Centurions with different pups.
Hey man. Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yes. Thank you. It was we had fun playing.
I'm
It was fun
supposed
making
to tell you to subscribe, but
Yes,
you're,
subscribe.
you're a strong individual
it down there.
who makes their own choices. So I'm actually going to ask you to not subscribe. And in no way am I applying negative psychology or reverse psychology.
I'm gonna provide.
So you would very much upset me by subscribing, and my respect for you would fall.
It's true.
So don't subscribe.
Don't subscribe. Don't click that button. I mean,
Just send
it would be too easy for you to subscribe. It's right there.
dick pics and nudes.
Or is it
and
there?
Vagina pics. Send Bob's and Vagine.
You could like over here.
to coverslaves
But
at
don't-
gmail.com.
Don't subscribe. Don't be like everyone else. All the cool kids who subscribe.
We'll be back one day with more battle reports,
Yep.
I'm sure.
Mhm.
And
Play some more 30k, maybe even 40k, but not 8th edition.
that whole Las Vegas thing's getting a bit weird. Yeah. We're like a month in and like
Do we know where that police officer or security
know.
guard is? I think he's gone.
his brother
Abducted by aliens.
He appeared back on the Ellen show that's apparently sponsored by MGM. That's not weird at all.
Interesting.
What's important here is that with a country with 4 million guns, we talk about gun control.
That's right.
No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, subscribe. If you don't like what you saw, tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
Because that's how you affect change. You get everyone to be really defensive, and, and then, and then people will just change.
That's right.
8th edition is a fucking nightmare. I'm drunk enough to say it.
Like, we love you guys, and we really want to give you what you want, but at the same time, we're doing what we want, and that is not 8th edition.
Not playing 8th.
We tried, and I'm sorry to say that it's just not our particular cup of tea. We enjoy 7th, and so we'll be playing probably more of this 30k thing that we know and love, and that you know and love, and maybe a couple, maybe a 7th and 40 game in there.
Because 8
40K game in
is
there
just
somewhere.
like it may as well be a collectible card game at this point.
I'd rather just go play heavy gear. If I was to play 8th, sorry. Anyway.
I would rather play pour milk on myself in the bathtub because I'll get a bath out of it. Like fucking 8th edition is not worth my effort, my time, or my
If you like
frustration.
8th, that's your prerogative. You're probably not going to
But
like
you
what
probably
we have to
also
say.
like everything.
I'm trying to be
You know,
positive here.
I'll put it out there. Wait, I gotta get some vodka in me. for
Yes,
this one.
yes.
Here's the vodka.
Bring both
Let's
vodkas
do
over.
it. Let's do it. Let's destroy our new camera. New camera sensor. I apologize. Jay, you need your vodka too.
Yes.
Alberta's finest.
Okay.
We are in Alberta today.
Are we? Is
I
there
decided.
are there shot glasses involved?
No,
or is this, oh
no.
my God.
This is just pure. So, I'm gonna go ahead and agree and disagree.
Woo!
Making the game faster. Well, human, we all value our free time. So, making a game where the expectation is hundreds of hours of painting time faster, yeah, probably good. But the kind of people the hobby's shifting to, the people who don't value painting and don't value at least paying for painting.
Yeah.
Great, we'll get hero clicks eventually for those people. But like the way the game's going is stupid. They've managed to convince you guys that they've made a tournament game, which I guess they have in a very sort of boring way. But the fact that they've bamboozled you into the multiple model route as opposed to the elite infantry route says a lot.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of value to playing the elite infantry route, which is pretty much non-existent when you have so many weapons that do 2 and 3 damage that it's
Or
like,
3-point
why?
models.
Or 3-point models. So
3 points. That's 3 points. I'm just 3 points.
I may not convince you to stop playing 8th, but if you like depth, context, introspection, and strategy, I would recommend 7th edition or at least 30k.
And thusly to subscribe to our channel.
Or not.
Or not.
Or not.
Or to simply watch and fast forward.
But let me
You didn't
give you
fast
this,
forward.
viewer. If you value a game which just from its get-go has very specific physical limitations in terms of travel, in terms of models, in terms of all these things, it's great to want that game to be faster, but at what point would you maybe not be better off playing a video game? And I ask that quite seriously because to us, we've put thousands of hours into this basement, into these armies, into our time.
Yes.
See the game cheapened down to 8th edition of like we're one iteration away from a card game. A little worried because I have to ask honestly why you're playing a physical tabletop game if time is apparently a rarity for you.
It's true.
we can all be happy that a game takes 2 hours, but if it's not a skirmish or a very small game, I would really wonder what's happening.
We could knock out a 7th edition game in 2 hours at 1,500 points if we back in the day. Remember when we really went at it?
Yep.
I know the editions weren't as bad, but I think the way we play is still 1-4 sword, whatever.
I think there's something really facetious about claiming that speed is good for a game where everyone taps out on turn 2. I think it says it all.
What does that tell you? There are tournaments, guys, where people, if they don't go first, tap out. What is it?
And that's never been as bad as it has in 8th. So that speaks for itself.
That's terrible.
We all like the models. We all like the models.
Trust me when I say we don't. Well, I guess it's fun to have an opinion, but we don't enjoy not liking the thing that everyone likes. It would be so much better for us if it was like the old days and we all had fun. It was Warhammer, and it's just not working for us. And there's just too much there that I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Really, or tactically, game wise, or anything otherwise,
I think once we're getting in close combat with planes, and once massive tanks with very powerful weapon systems that are hull mounted were shooting vertically into the air at planes as well, I think the game just lost so much of the detail and nuance that made individual models interesting.
Yep.
That now that nothing matters and it's just stats, it's never before has it been more playable in 2 dimensions. What does that say? We've moved further and further into dimensions.
Yeah.
More and more to 2 dimensions. We get what we deserve at this point.
Yeah.
So, I'll raise a glass to Alan Bly. May he rest in peace. And here's really hoping that Forge World keeps with the 7 or 7.1 now motif. Because if I wake up one day and 30k is an 8th edition, I won't be happy. eBay will. I won't. Yep. On a somber note, then, thanks for watching.
Thank you, dear viewer.
And if you enjoy 8th, kill yourself. No, don't do that. If you enjoy 8th, you enjoy it, and there's nothing that me or Jason can do. But know that you are a bad person morally, ethically, and that the authorities will be...
Maybe another channel would be better for you.
I'm pretty sure the entire Netflix series of Mindhunter is about you. So, continue strangling that co-ed, but the further co-eds in the future may be aware of your machinations. Thank you for watching, and as always, we are Cover Slaves. Bye-bye, Internet.
Bye-bye.
Say bye-bye, Jay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. What
Bye.
a world. What a world.
Send money to Patreon.
What a world.
It doesn't exist.
Gods of war, may your hammer be mighty.